Hello everyone, it is Canadian Futures Trader here. It is Wednesday, January the 27th in the evening, and this video is an update on my what was the OneUp Trader evaluation. I got funded and now I'm with MES Capital. So if I say OneUp Trader, technically with MES Capital now, but I might use them interchangeably. If this is your first video of mine, welcome. I am basically a Canadian futures trader. I documented my process through getting funded with both OneUp and with Topstep. And did videos through that entire process. And this is my first kind of update video after being funded. I did one after day one, and then I kind of didn't do any updates for the last 2 weeks. And I'm here to give you an update and kind of explain why I didn't bother. The main reason, so I'll do a quick summary, and then I'm going to walk you through some stuff. I know I tend to be a little bit long-winded, so I will give you the update on where I'm at, what I plan to do, and then I'll go through more of the specifics and as well some of my trading stats and whatnot. So you can see it here on the screen. Close profit loss is actually today, so I made $375 today. But biggest thing here is account balance, and that includes this profit and loss is 101,506. So just to recap, I did the 100K evaluation. So I was funded with the 100K account. Now, I'm not going to get into it. You're trading on margin. You don't actually have $100,000 sitting in the account, but that's an aside. There is a scaling plan when you first start out with a funded account with OneUp. During the evaluation, you're allowed to trade the full contract. So with the 100K account, I could trade up to 12 contracts. Currently, I can only trade up to 3 contracts until I meet specific goals. So why I haven't done an update? Honestly, it hasn't been that exciting. There hasn't been really anything to update. There's some days where I just didn't trade. There's other days where I had a small loss, other days where I had a small gain. Today was probably one of the bigger gains, honestly, with 375. So in total, in the last, I've been funded now, I want to say I think it's been actually almost exactly 2 weeks. I made $1,500, which, I mean, isn't as exciting. So, but on the plus side, we are positive we're literally on the plus side in terms of P&L. We're profitable. We haven't met the requirement to do withdrawal yet. So again, if you're new here, if you don't remember, with OneUp/MES Capital, you have to build up a bit of a balance before you're able to withdraw. And that balance is $3,500 in profit on the 100K account. So I need to get this to 3,500 before I'm even eligible to withdraw anything. So, and at that point, I would only be able to withdraw profits up and above 3,500. So, if I got to 5,000, I could only technically withdraw 1,500. So I'm not quite there yet. Not in a rush. I'm not disappointed in this whatsoever. It's been a busy 2 weeks with other, ventures and businesses that I'm involved in. So, I haven't definitely been trading nearly as much as I did during the evaluation. And one thing I will say is it almost is, letdown is the wrong word, but through the evaluation, you have this goal, right? You need to make $6,000 and, you have to trade at least 15 days. But of course, ideally you want to do it in 15 days and, and you have all of your consistency rules and all that. Once you get funded, it was exciting for a day or two, but after that, it just kind of became, okay, like now I have this account. There's no specific goal anymore, like there is the goal, like it would be nice to reach the 3,500, that minimum withdrawal threshold, and then obviously make money. I mean, that's the ultimate goal, is to make money, right? But there is almost this, letdown's the wrong word, but just sort of loss of like, oh, okay, well, like I did it. I met the accomplishment. I got the reward of getting a funded account, and now I'm just kind of on my own trading. So there's really no rush. I will get more into it. Again, like I said, that was kind of coupled with, I got busy with other stuff. And after spending, pretty much a month, I would say, pretty much the month of December and then the first week of January, focused solely on trading. And remember, I was trading not only this account, but also Topstep. I wouldn't say I was burned out, but I was definitely ready to kind of put a little more focus on some other things that I'm involved in. And kind of, I met the goal with this. Great. We'll keep trading, but, I need to devote a little bit of attention over there. So it was kind of both things combined, a bit of a, like, okay, the excitement's over, I passed, I got my account, and I need to kind of devote my attention elsewhere. So there you go. If you're wondering why I haven't really made any videos, I just one, didn't have the time, and two, I didn't really, I didn't want to make a video every single day when it's like, oh, here you go, here's a video, I made, $100. Like, it's just not that exciting. So, but I have been meaning to, and I definitely wanted to. So, and hopefully, honestly, guys, February will be a bit more exciting. I will circle back and trade this some more. If you are following my Topstep journey, you can see that video. I made a video already about that. I'm going to put both these videos out at the same time. Basically, I busted my Topstep account on day 3. Just didn't, I'll let you watch that video. There's no need to rehash it. So basically, though, and honestly, that was probably a little bit of that too, of why I'm taking it very cautiously with this account, because I passed 2 combines pretty much simultaneously, got 2 accounts, and then immediately within 3 days blew up my Topstep one. So that kind of like turned the light bulb on, like, okay, you better be really careful with this one, otherwise now you're down to no funded accounts. I do have my own accounts that I have money in, but still it's my money, and it's not, the the funded account. The whole purpose of going through this is to get a funded account and be able to trade 12 contracts and all those things. So I would say, if anything, that was the third reason why I kind of slowed down on this one to a crawl, and I'm okay. As long as I stay on the positive side, just kind of inching my way up, if you will. Other updates, I'm going to do videos soon. I will try to get back into making videos. I want to do a video still. I talked about it, probably a month ago, where I combine all 4 of the different companies that I have participated in. So that is Topstep and OneUp, but also LeeLoo and Earn2Trade. Kind of the pros and cons. So anybody evaluating them, can at least have my experience to go off of. So I want to do that video. And then I am considering doing a LeeLoo evaluation. It's weird because I really don't need another funded account. Like, I'm perfectly happy having one. And like I just said, like, it was a bit of a chore. Like, having 2 accounts that I was working on was cool, and it was fun, it was exciting, but it also is more work. Now you have 2 accounts to kind of maintain. So that said, I'm thinking about doing the LeeLoo one. I've done LeeLoo before. I did not get funded. They do have, some of their rules are good and kind of positive relative to other companies, and one of the rules makes it definitely tougher, and that's the one that usually gets me, and I think gets everybody. I will just say really quick, they do have something called the LeeLoo Express. That's what I always trade it. It's 10 days, but it's only 10 days. You have to finish in 10 days. I don't think that's a problem, and that's not the hang up, if you will, on that. Finishing in 10 days isn't the issue. It's similar to this. Actually, it's very similar to OneUp. It's a 100K account. You get up to 12 contracts. They might even give you 15. I can't quite remember. It's 12 or 15 contracts. You get the full clip available to you. Trade it for 10 days and have to make $6,000. So on the surface, it sounds very similar to this, except for it's 10 days instead of 15. Price-wise, very cheap relative to, say, a OneUp or a Topstep. It's 70. I want to say it's $77 US to do the LeeLoo Express. I really need to do a video about LeeLoo. I don't want this video to become all about LeeLoo. There's one of the other hangups I have about them is their withdrawal procedures. So even if you pass, there's time frames and limits placed on the withdrawal process. So it's kind of a letdown. If you pass, you might still be looking at over a month before you're able to access any money that you make. It shouldn't be a consideration, but it is slightly weird that, you could go a month and a half of making money and not be able to withdraw any of it. So I'll save that for a LeeLoo video. That's what kind of hangs me up about them. It's like, do I really want to go through the effort to try to pass something where I can't even withdraw the money fairly quickly? So I'll leave that for another video. Okay, guys, I really quick just want to visit my stats again. Now so I have it filtered on the Ultra Bond. This is my stats for all of the different combines and evaluations, Topstep, OneUp, funded accounts, pro account, whatever, all that stuff. So ignore this number. This isn't like actual real money that I make, but a lot of this is from the evaluation accounts. What I'm really focused on is my win rate here. So I'm hitting about 60% on Ultra Bond, and average per share gain loss. So this is per share per tick. So basically, on average, I'm making about $16 per tick per contract. This number is important to me because, sometimes I'm trading 3 lots, sometimes I'm trading 12 lots. So it's kind of hard to go off the average winning trade, because some of these wins were comprised of, doing a 1-tick 12 lot trade, and others were doing like a 3 lot, 5-tick trade, whatever. So this number here gives me a good, kind of spot check of what expectancy, if you will. I have quite a few trades booked under Ultra Bonds, so 320, so I'm pretty happy with these stats, and this really hasn't varied much. It's always been 60, 62%. The other one I want to show you was the 30-year note, which is ZB. I've started trading that. So my funded MES account, I've actually been trading much more of the 30-year bond. It moves slower than the Ultra bond, but I would say it's a little bit more predictable, and you see that in my stats. 72% win rate. Now, it's not a lot of trades. I'm fully aware of that. So, I mean, this number could have a lot of variance to it, but right now, currently happy with this. And per share gain 23, happy with that number. So I really have kind of moved over to trading the 30-year note. If you thought trading the Ultra bond was boring, you would really not enjoy trading the 30-year note, or 30-year bond, I should say. It's not the note. Very slow moving relatively, but the statistics have been in our favor for sure. So that's kind of what I'm up to. I will continue to do updates on the funded account. I don't have a timeline. It will kind of be like whatever. Like if another week or two goes by and there's not much happening, maybe I'll just do an update in general to say, hey, here's where I'm at. Or if I get to the 3,500, crack that number, that's probably a good time to do an update as well. So with that, there's a link down below if you want to check out OneUp. It is like I'll do a video comparing them all, but I really do like it the best, I would say, out of the 4 companies, just overall. So there's a link down below if you want to check it out. They have a free trial. Now it's not, so you can test out like Rhythmic and stuff like that. It doesn't count at all towards the Combine, the free trial, but you can sign up and they'll get your Rhythmic account set up totally free. I did that months ago, long before I signed up with OneUp. So if you're completely new to trading and you haven't even touched any of this stuff, I recommend doing that at least. I think they're the only company that gives you like a totally free account to play with. For I think it's 14 days. So anyways, guys, I'll leave it at that. There is the update. So bummer on Topstep. You can go watch that video. OneUp, MES Capital, not bad, just not super psyched. But we'll start working on it more and try to get these numbers up, start making some profit and make it a little more exciting. And then I'll keep you posted as well. If I do the LeeLoo thing, I absolutely will document it day by day, the same as I did for OneUp and Topstep. That's it, guys. Thanks for watching.